Good morning. This is Sri Primo with the FIFA World Cup behind us. The scene now shifts to the NFL. Of course, there's other sports still going on. You have the Major League Baseball going on in full flow. That I don't cover that much. I mean, I do cover the World Series and things like that, um, but I do think that the NFL training camps have all started underway. Early practices are giving us like the early look into the rosters that will be completely different from last year with the off season and things like that. But when you think about some of the uh, big things that are going on, the blockbuster trades that went on. Just to recap some of the big ones, not every one of them, but we'll get to some of them during our division recaps and things like that, which I'm trying to line up a few guests to kind of talk through each and every division. Just like last year, I would think I did a lot of solo work, but this year I'm going to get some good help and good experts to come and weigh in on each and every division. We'll pick the division winners, and then we may do an early prediction of who could get to the playoffs and beyond and who wins the Super Bowl. But for now, let's quickly talk about the blockbuster trades that went on. The biggest one that you're going to see is the LA Rams going on. They traded a lot of their future round picks to get Miles Garrett and Trent McDuffie. These are huge. One, an elite edge rusher, and then another one, an elite cornerback. So the Rams definitely making a huge splash for the to make sure that Matthew Stafford. I know they did pick a quarterback in the draft, but I'm thinking it's going to be like 1 or 2 more years for Matthew Stafford, and they're going to be very aggressive. They want to win now mentality right now. And then you had New England, of course, making a huge splash also by trading, which was the least kept known secret in the NFL, going after AJ Brown. So you have, from what I'm hearing, even in the training camps, seems like they are slowly trying to establish the connection. The Patriots have a pretty good wide receiving core, a fresh of appearance in the Super Bowl, but a Super Bowl that didn't go well for them. They definitely want to bolster that wide receiving core. And also some of the defensive, they did make some splashes on the defensive area as well. So the New England also made some huge moves there. And then Cincinnati, again, also fixed a lot of their defense. They traded their 10th overall pick for getting Dexter Lawrence as well. So everybody's trying to make some improvements across. And then you got Texans going after David Montgomery. I think some of these things. So here are some of the organizations that are making, like Houston was in the playoffs, Rams were in the playoffs, the Patriots were in the playoffs. The Bengals were not in the playoffs, but they started slow. But everybody's trying to bolster their roster. But some of the other organizations, like Miami, went for a clean slate. Um, two eyes out. So is the GM. So is the coach. There's new GM, new coach, completely a new quarterback. So they parted ways with Tyreek Hill as well, Jalen Waddle, Bradley Chubb. This is a complete rehaul of their entire roster. Uh, while they did get some good draft tackles like Caden Proctor, but they're completely retooling. So I don't know. They could be the surprise team, or they could be a team rebuilding for the future. Of course, the Raiders, they also did the same thing. They had probably had the most salary cap. They also did a lot of retooling in the preseason. Uh, let's quickly talk about the some of the draft picks that some of the teams picked, which we already did like an overview, but let's talk about the biggest one, right? Fernando Mendoza, the Indiana quarterback who won the college football championship. He was also the Heisman Trophy winner. He was selected number one by Las Vegas, and he enters the camp as the centerpiece of the Clint Kubiak-led offense. Of course, I did mention about Ty Simpson, who was actually drafted by the Rams at 13, which kind of surprised me. But I do think they're looking at more from a future standpoint. So a lot of good picks from a lot of other teams, but I think we'll get into it when we do the division by division. But I just want to do a quick preview of what is to come, just to analyze it. But I know there have been some few incidents. We hope Kyle Shanahan was involved in an accident, so we hope that he recovers quickly. And then our thoughts and prayers are with him. So something, a great guy, a great coach, offensive coordinator for Atlanta, goes on to coach the 49ers. So hope he comes back to the sidelines quickly. So those are some of the things that are happened over the last few weeks. Didn't want to go deeper into a lot of the other things, but I think this is where we are. And hopefully, let's see if when we think about division by division, I just want to quickly touch upon each and every division. Of course, in the AFC East, this is a battle between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. Let's see, will the New England Patriots get lightning out of the bottle the second year? I mean, the Mike Rabel coaching and Drake May and Josh McDaniel, definitely they went all the way to the Super Bowl. So will this be year two where they would be able to sustain that? Remains to be seen. Of course, Josh McDaniel, perennial favorite for MVP, and he's not sniffed a Super Bowl. So will this be the year where the Bills go there? Let's quickly go down to the AFC North. And well, Pittsburgh, and I was actually recently at the Pittsburgh Steelers Stadium. Had a chance to watch the Morocco Canada game on the field, so it was great to Heinz Field or whatever field you call it right now. But Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers is coming back, so how would that be an impact for them? Baltimore, they retooled as well. Again, that's another team where Lamar Jackson has been knocking on the door, never been to the Super Bowl. So will this be the year for Lamar? Because they've already had departures with their coach departing to the New York Giants. So will they would show up this year? Same thing with the Bengals. They retooled a lot of their offensive line. Will this be the year for Burrow? Can he make that? He already made a Super Bowl. But will this be the year where he can flex his muscles and take them there? The Browns still have the quarterback thing going on. But other than that, going to the AFC South, I know Tennessee made some moves. But Houston was in the playoffs. They had a tough draw with going to New England to play in that snow day. But let's see if the Colts with Daniel Jones will he be able to put the Colts back on the shoulder and take them to that? And of course, Jacksonville. Let's see what happens. I mean, they were in the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence. I mean, will this be another year for him where he's not being able to sniff that AFC Championship yet? They suffered a loss against the Bills. I know they were hosting the Bills and they lost it. So again, going on to the AFC West, will this be Patrick Mahomes is coming up an injury? I think he should be ready for day one. That's probably the best division, I think, with Denver. I mean, Denver again, Bo Nix. I mean, they were hosting the Patriots, but again, they had to play with the backup quarterback and Jarrett Stidham. What would have happened if Bo Nix had played? I mean, but anyway, so it was Denver and Kansas City. Of course, the Raiders and the Chargers. Of course, will they make that move? I mean, Chargers have been Justin Herbert. I mean, this is his opportunity. So that's where we are in the AFC. When we go to the NFC, let's start with NFC East. I mean, that's the big blockbuster we had. You had Jackson Dart being supported by a new head coach. He's probably going to bring Harbaugh is going to bring probably he's already brought a lot of folks from Baltimore. Malik Neighbors looks good right now. I think at least in the practice right now. And Scadaboo should be healthy. So, and then of course you have the Eagles. The Eagles have parted with AJ Brown, but they still have Jalen Hurts and Sirianni. And of course, the Cowboys could also be retooling as well. And then you had Jaden Daniels and Washington. Let's see what happens. I mean, Jaden did amazing. I mean, they went to the Final Four year before last. So or the conference game. So let's see what that's actually a very good division, I think, if you ask me. And then NFC North. That's the one which is very intriguing for me. With the Bears were actually made a big splash with Caleb Williams last year. What a game that was against the Rams. It was a phenomenal game. Caleb really showed me a lot there during that game. But Jared Goff, I mean, what happened to Detroit? They finished last, and of course, Minnesota is kind of going through some ups and downs there, and then we'll see what happens there as well. So you got Green Bay. I mean, of course, Jordan Love will be back. So that's also a pretty intriguing division to me. I don't know if the Bears will be able to win that division this year, but we'll get to the each and every one of them. Then you go to the NFC West, where you have the Seattle. That's phenomenal. I mean, I think Seattle is the pick of the team. Of course, the 49ers are going through a crisis right now, so we'll get there. I think they still have a very good team, but that's where we are with the 49ers. But there's also Arizona, so we don't know what that team will be. Kyler Murray's already gone to Minnesota, I think. Yes. So a lot of intriguing matchups we have everywhere as well. And like I said, we'll do division by division anyway. So, and then coming on to the NFC South, and that's the thing where the Panthers, they were in the playoffs last year. They played the Rams very, very tough in that playoff game. So let's see. And then in New Orleans, I'm not really bought on it. Atlanta, I mean, Michael Penix Jr. Let's see what they are made out of. So I think it's going to be a very intriguing year in a lot of those divisions as well. So we'll get to each of those things when we get there. But for now, just want to do a quick high level review of where we are in the NFL. Thanks again for listening. Have a good rest of the day. Looking forward to talking to to Jamie, Steve, and Mark and Chris to do our division recaps, and also with Amit to do a Patriots a recap as well. So looking forward to it. Thanks again for listening, guys.